Here we go. Razor's first matchday squad. Let's move down the team. Number 1, Ethan de Groot. Number 3, Tyrel Lomax. No surprises there. Yes, there were some props in Super Rugby who made more ground. However, these guys are the incumbents. They did brilliantly in the Rugby World Cup knockout stages, and really they have been the stalwarts of the All Black scrum ever since that amazing 2022 performance at altitude against the Springboks, the moment that the All Black ship was turned around. It was heading for pretty rocky shores, but back on track. It's been smoother sailing ever since, and Codie Taylor is going to be in the middle there. Not a surprise. Clearly the outstanding Super Rugby hooker. You know, he was a guy who had a break and came back looking much better for it. Refreshed, not a trace of rust. I think he's going to slot right back in there perfectly. In the locks, of course, we have the captain, Scott Barrett. No surprise there. And then Patrick Tuipulotu is named. So it wasn't just the miracle at Eden Park where somehow his ligaments reattached themselves to his knee. Apparently he is okay to play. Wow. That is a miraculous comeback, but we need all the experience we can get taking on the English set piece, particularly Itoje. It's just a master at the line out. Okay, taking a look at the loose forward mix, I like what I'm seeing here. We've got Samipeni Finau at 6. I think we need that hard edge. We need that defensive mongrel. He also gives a line-out option, very important against a good pack like England that has a good line-out. Dalton Papali'i at 7 and Ardie Savea at 8. Interesting. Okay, so Blackadder hasn't been named in the squad at all. I thought he might have scraped onto the bench just given how well Robertson knows him. Instead, Luke Jacobson's on the bench. So looking at this loose forward mix, clearly some defensive steel is what we're going for here with Finau at 6. But Dalton Papali'i at 7 does give you that mobility and the ability to really sweep the field, make sure that Ben Earl from England doesn't get too far if he breaks the line, which he almost certainly will. Look, I like that loose forward mix. Okay, well, here's a bit of a shocker at number 9. TJ Perenara is named ahead of Finlay Christie on the bench. Experience. Robertson's going for out-and-out experience. He's got the most caps. He's been there. He's done that in the All Blacks environment. I get it. It was a bit of a toss-up between the two. I would have probably plumped for Finlay Christie at 9 after his outstanding showing in the final of Super Rugby. But you can't really go wrong with TJ Perenara. Okay, Damian McKenzie at 10. No surprise there. Razor said this is your team. You need to lead them. And I think by not putting Barrett, that is Beauden Barrett, at 15, he's really giving Damian McKenzie the key to the car. He's saying this is yours to drive. You don't have a former All Black 10 looking over your shoulder. This is all you, baby. I like it. That's a ballsy move. Perofeta at 15 concerns me a little bit. He doesn't really have that international level size, but neither does McKenzie. So yeah, this is showing an intent to attack very much with that 10-15 axis. I mean, wow. Looking at the wingers here, Mark Tele'a and Sevu Reece. He's gone for pure form with Sevu Reece. In a beaten Crusaders team, Sevu Reece was always outstanding, always created something from nothing. And then you've got Mark Tele'a as well, who just doesn't need much space at all to work his magic. You give him an inch and he'll take a mile. So maybe a little concern about the high ball there. I mean, I think that Caleb Clark might have been a better option under the high ball than Sevu Reece. And then in the midfield, you've got the incumbents, Jordie Barrett, Rieko Ioane. No surprises there. Coming off the bench, Asafo Aumua is going to back up Codie Taylor. I see him coming on about the 60-minute mark. He's got that Takiaho-like mobility and destructiveness with the ball in hand. I think he'll be looking to make a big impact coming off the pine. Tu'ungafasi brings some experience. Fletcher Newell, well, we know he's the man when it comes to backing up the current props. I thought Tamati Williams might have got in there, particularly with the Canterbury connection, but again, Razor's going for some tried and true experience here. He doesn't want to falter the first time out of the gate. And that's why you're seeing some of these old heads in there. Tupou Vaa'i, clearly the only option, being the third lock who is fit and available. Again, Jacobson, going for physicality, going for abrasiveness. You go back to what Robertson said. He wants guys who can play both sides of the ball equally well. Jacobson isn't really going to let you down on defense. So if things tighten up, I'm seeing pretty strong defensive quality to some of these choices here, including Finlay Christie, by the way, at 9, who's very rugged, almost like an extra loose forward on defense. Anton Lienert-Brown, seasoned campaigner. You might have thought Proctor was a more exciting pick, but I like Lienert-Brown. He's got oodles of experience, and he just knows how to hold a defense together when games get gnarly, when they come down to the wire. And then you got Beauden Barrett there as your insurance policy. So what's going to be interesting is seeing whether McKenzie plays the full game at 10 or Perofeta plays the full game at 15, because Barrett can obviously cover both. So look, probably the biggest point is that Samipeni Finau is getting only his second ever cap for the All Blacks. I think that the loose forward battle is going to be absolutely critical, and I do want to offer a warning to All Blacks fans who might not have watched England this year in the Six Nations. I watched every single game, okay? Now, who was the best team in the Six Nations? It was the eventual winners, Ireland. But which team had the most upside on their day? Who was the most dangerous if everything clicked together? For me, the answer was England. And we saw that when they beat Ireland by a single point at Twickenham. It was a pretty impressive display. And it did come down to a last-minute drop goal, which everyone remembers. Smith slotted it. But how did England get the field position for that drop goal? Well, largely it was off the back of their loose forwards rumbling up the field, in particular Ben Earl, who to me was the outstanding forward in the entire Six Nations. This is a guy who can not only break the game line, but then pick up 10 or 20 meters after. His post-tackle meters were amongst the most impressive in the Six Nations. And he could get yardage at critical times. Now, I think England's going to go for the drop goal in the next couple of weeks. I think we're going to see the old Johnny Wilkinson play, getting the 10 Marcus Smith in the pocket. How are they going to get the field position? They're going to go to Ben Earl. And this is a bit of a new look loose forward combination for the All Blacks. So I'm going to just issue a warning here to Kiwi fans. Do not underestimate the English loose forwards. If our boys are having an off day, Ben Earl has the ability to soldier down the field time and time again and set England up for a territorial game where they will be very happy to kick every penalty, very happy to slot drop goals, very happy to squeeze us slowly and pin us in our own 22. So consider that a warning. I still pick the All Blacks to win both of these games, but I have said that England is going to get a New Zealand scalp this year, perhaps at Twickenham in the autumn internationals. But let me know what you think. What's your prediction for the weekend? I'd love to see a scoreline. And what do you think of Robertson's first team? I like it. He's plumped for experience. Maybe gambled a little bit putting Perofeta there at 15. But hey, it's an exciting team with a lot of upside. I can't wait to break down this game for you on the weekend. I'll catch you then. Take it easy. Bye for now. Whoosh.